Hey man, how are you?
Hello, brother. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. A little bit different from last time we spoke. You were on a beach in Newcastle. That's
That's
not
true.
Newcastle.
Not Newcastle, man. This is the studio.
When do you fly out to Townsville then?
In the morning.
Um, well, good luck with that.
Yeah, yeah. We're jamming now, and then we'll fly out in the morning.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we better crack on because we only got 15 minutes, and I think you've got quite a few of these to do as well. So,
I got a couple.
um, since we last spoke, Matt, I so we spoke in November, and it was about new
Yeah,
singles coming out. The new album drops
yeah,
next week tomorrow.
yeah.
You were back to tour Europe with Pantera, and specifically the UK stood out to me. You're about to do an
Yes, we
East
just did
Coast tour
that.
of Australia. You're now doing another tour. Notice they use the words East Coast tour again of
Yeah,
Australia. All right. I saw the comment on somebody messaged you on Instagram, and I saw the comment about Adelaide. And I'm going to ask you about that later on.
sure.
And you got a new drummer as well. So in the
Right.
space of 6 months, that's been fucking hectic. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty tired, but
Oh, really?
good. Tired, but good, man. No, it's all good. It's been great. Yeah, we just finished up. We did the big Europe run with Pantera and Power Trip, and then we did a whole bunch of club shows as well with Master, which was amazing, and just like unforgettable experience getting to do all that stuff, and yeah, sort of yeah, toward the end of the tour, we kind of made the decision that we were going to move on from our old drummer, and we got a new drummer, Max Dangerfield, who's been with us like now for a couple months, and that's been going great. And just sort of came time that we changed it up a bit because we've been working with Todd for such a long time. He's been up in Brisbane and all that stuff. He lives up there, and been trying to make it work, and we could just feel that energy was a bit off, and we just brought it up and decided that it was best to go our own way, and amicable and all that sort of stuff. So that was cool, but yeah, we've kind of got someone down here in Melbourne now, and Max is awesome and great drummer. Plays in the Melbourne band Goat Shaman, who are a really cool band, and yeah, we're just powering on, man. We're just powering on and getting. We've done a couple shows already with Max, which has been great, and yeah, Townsville and Mackay this weekend, and then next weekend we've got Tasmania with Psychroptic, which is going to be incredible. And the weeks after that, we've got some Victorian shows, and we've got some Sydney, and we play up Thrashville, a festival up near kind of Newcastle, I think. So, yeah. And don't worry, Adelaide's coming. Like we're coming to Adelaide. Like we're coming to Adelaide. We're just saving the best for last. So.
All right. You're a good salesman. Yeah. Fucking hell.
We just didn't
Yeah,
want to
just
do
one.
the whole lot all at once. And we've got all this. We've got this big, massive American tour coming up at the end of,
Saw
like
that.
at the end of July. We're heading over there to do all that. So we just thought we'll save a little bit of the Aussie stuff for later in the year too.
Nice, nice, nice. Talking of Max in there, because obviously when we spoke a few months ago, I believe the album was for the most part was already in the can, and
Yep,
like some of the notes that I've got from there was that because of the drumming situation, that that it was kind of recorded on a click track and things like that, and it gave you the ability to uh, narrow in but then strengthen out with the music.
hmm.
So now with Max coming in and playing them songs live, are you finding that them? I mean, I know most people wouldn't have heard the songs, but are you finding when you're playing them in the studio or whatever that the songs are beginning to almost take on a different feel because there's a different drummer?
Totally. Yep. Yeah, Max has got a lot of swing and a lot of groove. Um, and so it feels like some of the I think it's a part of our formula has always been to fall back into the groove of the swing and the feel of the riffs, as well as have all those intense blast beats and crazy parts that we kind of known for, and that dynamic. has always been a big part of the band, and that's one of Max's real strengths. So yeah, definitely the new songs have sort of taken on a bit of a different sort of feel. I mean, they're still obviously totally identifiable, but for us, like when we look at everything under a magnifying glass. We're the ones that are writing it, recording it, listening to every little nuance of every song. So with this, it feels more natural for us, and it feels really good. I'm really excited to come to rehearsals again for the first time in a long time, and like it's great and it's exciting to get this record out. And but I'm just like ready to do another one straight away. Like I'm ready to go. I want to do another one.
You're like, oh, wow. It's taking you 7 years to do fucking one. Hang on.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing, like we always had that. It was very difficult to make shit happen when your drummer lives, 2 states away. So that was sort of one of the main reasons why we were kind of like, yeah, it's time to kind of think about the longevity of what we want to do and how we want to do it. And yeah, it was just one of those circumstances that it all turned out amicable, but we had to be adults and have adult conversations, which isn't always fun, but we did it, and things have gone the way they have. So that's cool.
Well, I mean, you've got all this momentum. Like, I mean, I mean, the tours, as you said, in Europe, America last year, Europe earlier this year, America in a couple of months. So you got the worldwide momentum, then you got the Australian momentum. Like, you can't really afford to slow down, which then does lead to the album, of course, which is out next week. So 10 tracks. Um, you know, it's a filthy album. It's a very
Yeah.
it's filthy. It's antagonistic. It's like, I'm not one of them people who sits there and goes, "Hey, tell me what this song's about and what inner feelings you've got," because you can quite evidently tell from the fucking titles exactly what the songs are about. But one of the real cool things in there is you talk about the groove and the blast beats. I mean, I picked up 5 songs here straight away that have epic grooves that I can just see when you play them live. Going off, "It's a Rort" will be one of them. The what's the other one I've got here? "Look Away, I'm Hideous," I think will be really great when if you go and play that live. I mean, but "Fuck You" and "The Horse You Rode In On" that came out like you were doing at Nutfest last year.
Yeah, we had that. Yeah, we had that one, and we also had "Get What You're Given." We've been playing
Yeah.
those live for a little while. I mean, it had been so long since we'd done a record, and recorded, so we wanted to just start, road testing those songs and playing them live, and we kind of felt and knew that those songs were going to work in the live setting. We could kind of tell, like, we've been doing it long enough. We can kind of tell which ones are going to work. So those two for us really stood out. And yeah, we've been playing them live for a little bit now.
So have you been playing any of the other new ones live, or are you going to wait until the album drops?
Well, we've been playing a couple. We played Punish the Runt. Um,
It's got a great solo in it, by the way, just casually.
I'll let Squiz know. Um, and what else we played? There's a bunch that we're working on. We're working at the last song, "Piston on the Fist of the Law."
Yeah.
That's fun. That's a fun one. We've
Ding
been we've been
song.
working on that a little bit, and it's kind of funny when you go in to record and you go, the song so well, and then you kind of finish the recording, and then we've sort of been, kind of revisiting the songs again just to relearn them. And obviously we've got a different drummer now, so we kind of have to relearn them with Max too. So it brings another element to it. But yeah, it's been so much fun just to be out there and doing it again, and having new songs in the set to play, and yeah, just sort of just we've just got this new kind of energy that's happening in the band at the moment. It's really, really cool that we haven't felt in a long time. So it's cool. I mean, Max is 24, so he brings some youthful exuberance, and I'm like, this is sick. We can keep going for another 20 years at least.
I'm glad you said about "Pissing on the Fist of the Law," because the last 2 tracks, that and "Glazed" and "Deceased in Defeat," for me, they sound like a slight departure, not a huge departure. I'm not sitting there saying that you're some fucking avant-garde band, but the the last one, like a coffee shop, with a beret.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah,
last one sounds quite doomy and a bit slower than what you guys normally come out with. And then Glazed and Deceased in Defeat, I kind of got like my first notes when I was writing down, I was like, is this a King Parrot ballad? Is this what you guys do when you get emotional with yourselves? Like that's what is it lyrically? Is that what it's about?
lyrically, that song is about alcoholism.
Okay.
Uh, I think a lot of it's about it broaches on alcoholism, and there's some aspects of it that are about like homelessness and stuff. So there's a bit of that sort of stuff going on. Like outside of the band, I work in drug and alcohol rehab, so that stuff's very close to my heart. I've been in recovery from drugs and alcohol for over 13 years, been clean and sober for over 13 years now. So that stuff's very close to me. And
Congratulations.
yeah, so that's the sort of that song kind of broaches on that stuff. So that's probably why it kind of maybe sounds a little bit more emotional.
It's well, I mean, sonically as well. It sounds like on a slide and it's kind of spiraling as well.
Yeah,
I mean, again, when you're dealing with like as you said, blast beats and aggressiveness and the sound of sewage seeping up from the fucking gutter, like which is what your
yeah,
normal stuff is, and then you
yeah,
hear that
yeah,
and you're like, oh fuck, man, there's something going on there. So,
yeah,
and actually, when talking about that lyrical content, I mean, obviously some of them we mentioned it earlier. I mean, are quite straightforward. Target, Pig Elite, I Got the Right. Uh, is there? It's a raw. Probably. I mean, suggestions about corruption. Is there still a real anger within in yourselves to be antagonistic and put your point out there?
clearly,
Okay,
clearly,
next.
clearly. I mean, like I think we play the music that we play. It's off kilter, grindcore, thrash, whatever you want to call it. We try not to pigeonhole ourselves too much, but I think essentially we are what we are, right? And but there's definitely these punk rock undertones to everything that we've always done. There's always been that. That's always been there. And like I'm not, I certainly I'm not into like politics or anything like that really. But when shit's as stupid as it's been over the last however many years, like it's kind of hard not to have that seep in. So I try and stand back a lot from it, and I'm not taking any sides or anything like that. I just, it's just like this is bullshit, you know. And I'm sure many people can relate to that.
I suppose it's the voice of the working man, isn't it? That's what people relate to because that's what your audience is. Your audience is
Essentially,
you. It's
man.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially is,
Um,
man. It is. That's right.
and actually, well, because I know I probably got to go in. I'll let you go in a minute. A young person's guide to King Parrot. Where did the title come from?
Well, this is actually a pretty sad story, so brace yourself. But in 2023, um, one of my very best friends passed away, and his name's Boyd Sinnott, and he was like the sixth member of King Parrot, and he was a huge contributor to the band. He did the two EP artwork. He did the two EPs we've done. He did the artwork for those. Did the artwork for Dead Set. He did the artwork for Ugly Produce. He's done countless merch designs, posters, all that sort of stuff for us. He's in that shit on the liver video. He's the parking inspector in the shit on the liver video. And yeah, he passed away under tragic circumstances back in 2023. And before he passed, he'd actually done this artwork already, and he'd given it to me, and he'd got the picture. I don't know, he stole it from somewhere, and I couldn't even like. I won't. Maybe I won't talk about that too much, just in case we get like copyright infringement or something. But we stole the picture from somewhere, some book, and he just wrote a young person's guide to King Parrot, and it was a bit of a tip of the hat to the old 70s prog band King Crimson, and
Mm.
they have an album of the same title. and but obviously King Crimson. And yeah, he just thought that was great. He goes, "This should be the next album cover." And when we were, and I always kept it, and I always thought maybe, yeah, like why not, you know? And I thought it's kind of weird artwork for a band like us, but when we were kind of trying to come up with something, we were like that was definitely the lead contender, but um, we uh, we kind of went yeah, we tossed up a few other ideas and we just went with that. We were just like, that's got to be this. It's got to be this one. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
That's very nice. All right. Well, I'll speak to you again in 6 months when by that time you would have done Europe, the album will be out. Oh, sorry, you would have done America again, the album will be out. You hopefully would have been in fucking Adelaide at some point. And
yeah, man, it's gonna happen.
uh, but I'll let you go because
Brace
I know you got a
yourself.
shitload. Sorry?
Brace yourself. It's gonna happen.
Fucking better do. Best luck with the rest of the interviews. Best luck with the rest of the tour. Best luck with the album. I'll speak to you soon, buddy.
Thank you so much for your support, brother. I'm very grateful. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man. Bye.
See you, buddy.